So hello everyone! So this is Teacher Jenny at nandito ako para i-discuss naman sa inyo ang lesson natin for week number 7 at ito ay tungkol sa real numbers. Ayan, isip kayo ano ba ang real numbers? Ano kaya yung mga tinutukoy natin na real numbers? Okay? So for this day, ang objective natin is at the end of this lesson, the students will be able to, yung una is to illustrate real numbers and its subset. Next is, ma-arrange daw natin yung real numbers in increasing order or decreasing order. At pangatlo is to represent real-life situations involving real numbers. Okay? Now, we have your learning task number 1. Yung learning task number 1 nyo, kailangan nyo lang sagutan tong mga tanong na to base sa kaalaman nyo. Okay? First one, what is the smallest number that you know? So, para sa inyo, ano yung pinakamaliit na number na alam nyo? Do you think it is really the smallest number? Okay. So, nasa sa inyo yan. Number 2. What does zero stand for? So, para sa inyo, ano ba ang nire-represent ng zero? Number 3. When you subtract 8 from 10, what is the difference? Okay? Kapag daw isa-subtract nyo ang 8 galing sa 10, so ano daw difference? What is 10 minus 8? Next is number 4. How about if you subtract 10 from 8? Is there an answer? If you subtract 10 from 8, meaning to say galing kay 8, so that is 8 minus 10. Number 5. Are fractions considered as integers? Pwede nyo namang sagutan yung learning task number 1 base sa kaalaman nyo pa lamang. Okay? Number 6 is, do you know fractions? May alam ba kayo na fractions? So if yes, just give examples. At if no, just write no. Okay? Let's have this. What is real numbers? Ano nga ba ang real numbers po? So, ang real number daw ay it comprise of any number that you can think or use in everyday life. So, kung ano man naiisip mong number at nagagamit mo sa araw-araw, that is real numbers. Okay, next is, it is the compilation of all types of number. Pinagsama-sama daw siya na lahat ng klase ng numbers. Next is, each real number represents a unique number along the number line. Karugtong niyan is yung D na on a real number line. A point corresponds for any real number and a real number corresponds for every point. Ibig sabihin po niyan, sa atin daw pong number line, kada point daw po dyan ay nagko-correspond sa real number. Okay? And each real number, meron niyang parte dyan sa ating number line. Meaning to say, makikita natin lahat ng real numbers sa ating number line. Next is I have here the Venn diagram for the subsets of a real number. So kung matatandaan nyo na we discuss subsets sa ating week number 1 or yung pinakauna nating lesson. For example, we have here the subsets of real numbers. We have here, kung makikita nyo, yung natural numbers, subset siya ng whole number. So, ibig sabihin, parte yung natural number ng whole number. Okay? The next is yung natural numbers natin and whole numbers natin are subsets of integers. Meaning to say, lahat ng natural numbers and whole numbers, mako-consider din natin na integers. Next is, we have here the natural numbers, the whole numbers, at yung integers. Yung tatlong yon are just subset of rational numbers. So, meaning to say, lahat ng yon ay mako-consider nating rational numbers. At dito sa kanan, makikita natin na meron tayong nakabukod, which is the irrational numbers. Hindi siya part ng kahit ano pang number dito sa kaliwa. Okay, but these two, the combination of these two, are all real numbers. Okay, lahat sila ay real numbers. Next. Unahin naman natin yung natural number, yung pinakamaliit doon sa ating bilog kanina. At sabi natin, these are the numbers that we use in counting. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The three dots called ellipses indicate that the pattern continues indefinitely. This set is also called the set of positive whole numbers and the set does not include 0. Okay? Yung natural numbers daw po na tinatawag natin ay yung mga numbers starting from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then makikita natin yung ellipses. Yung ellipses, it stands for continuous, okay? indefinitely. Ibig sabihin, dire-diretso yan. So, ang natural numbers are set ng positive whole numbers, pero hindi siya kasali si 0. Okay, so eto yan. Natural numbers starting from 1, dire-diretso, okay? And then, we use ellipsis para mapakita natin na tuloy-tuloy pa siya. Lahat ng numbers papunta dyan sa kanan. Those are natural numbers. And we denote this as letter N, big letter N. Then after that, we have here the whole numbers. Yung whole numbers naman ay numbers consisting of the set counting numbers and 0. Okay? Kung mapapansin natin, it includes the natural numbers here together with 0. So, ibig sabihin, ang pinagkaiba lang nila, si natural number starting from 1 whole number or positive whole number pero hindi kasama si 0. Si whole number naman kasama na si 0. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, kaya siya naging subset ni whole number. Kasi si natural number is part of whole number. 0 and all the natural numbers are whole numbers. Okay? Next, we have the third one, which is the integers. Pag sinabi naman nating integers, these are the sets of natural numbers commonly called the positive integers, their opposites, and 0. Positive integers daw, kasama na yung opposite niya. So, ano bang opposite ng positive? So, syempre, negative. And included si 0. Ibig sabihin, we have your examples, -1, -2, -3, and so on. Dire-diretso yan. Continuous indefinitely. Ibig sabihin, lahat yan ng negative dyan, -4, 5, and so on. Together with 0 at saka yung positive numbers, those are considered as integers. Okay? So, meaning to say, yung natural numbers, yung whole numbers, ay part ng integers. All of those are integers together with the negative numbers. Okay? Those are the integers. So, if I'm gonna ask you, ano si 3? Is it integer? Yes, 3 is a natural number. It is a whole number, of course, and it is also an integer. Now, if I'm gonna ask you, how about -3? That is not a natural number. That is not a whole number, of course, but it is an integer. Okay? Next, we denote this one as letter Z. Next is we have the rational numbers. Rational numbers are numbers that can be expressed as a quotient A over B of two integers provided that B should not be equal to 0. So sabi natin lahat daw ng numbers na kaya nating i-express as quotient of A over B. Yan, A over B or fraction, di ba? Provided na yung B is not equal to 0, then all of those are considered as rational numbers. We have your examples. 2 over 3. Okay, kitang-kita natin. A over B, di ba? Fraction. 4.35, yes, that's still a rational number. Bakit? It terminates. Tumigil siya. It has exact value. Meaning to say, we can express that into fraction form or a quotient of A and B. Okay? Same thing with 0. Kasi si 0, pwede natin siyang express as fraction na 0 over 1. This is still equal to 0. Meaning to say, that is still a rational number. -8, of course. -8 can be expressed as a quotient of A over B. -8 over 1. Understood over 1, so that is equal to -8. Tatandaan nyo, yung mga natural numbers natin, yung whole numbers natin at integers natin, those are rational numbers. Example, I have here this. Okay? Kung mapapansin natin sa ating Venn diagram, si natural numbers, si whole numbers, si integers ay all rational numbers. Bakit? These are all understood over 1. Kapag meron tayong given, for example, 6. 6 is a natural number. That is also a whole number and of course an integer. And that is also a rational number because this 6 is understood over 1. Kasi 6 divided by 1, that is also equal to 6. Okay, so meaning to say, we can still express this in fractional form or as a quotient of A and B. Okay, another example I have here 2/3. Of course, this is already expressed as a quotient of A over B or fractional form. Next is we have 0.435. Sabi nga natin, this is exact. Ibig sabihin, we can express this in fractional form. How about this? We have example decimal. We have 0.1212. Teacher, how come na naging rational number siya? Diba sabi ko sa inyo before, if we have decimals, paano natin masasabi na this is rational? If if it terminates, kagaya nito, 'di ba? Tumigil, may exact value. Pero paano to? Hindi siya tumigil. This is non-terminating. Tama? But, make sure na it is repeating. Or hindi siya tumigil, but it repeats. Gaya niyan, 1 to 1, 2. Therefore, this is still a rational number. Okay? So, ganun lang yung tatandaan natin. Next is yan, we denote this one as this letter Q. Okay? Irrational numbers naman tayo. Irrational numbers are numbers that cannot be expressed as quotient of two integers. So, pagka yung isang number, hindi natin ma-express into quotient of A over B, meaning to say that is irrational. Ang example nito, or it includes the non-terminating and non-repeating decimal. Hindi tumitigil, pero hindi pa rin nauulit ng mga decimals. Okay? Kagaya natin dito kanina, meron tayong rational. Ayan. Sabi natin, yung eksakto, yung hindi tumitigil pero umuulit, that's rational. Kabaliktaran naman niya yung irrational. Example of this is pi. 'Di ba? Ang value ng pi ay mahaba, 3.40 and something. 'Di ba? Siya ay hindi tumitigil pero hindi din umuulit. Non-terminating, non-repeating, therefore that is irrational number. Another example is this. I have here 3.1415926. So parang ito yung value ng pi, 'di ba? That is ellipsis, 'di ba? Continuation, meron niyang kaduktong pa. And kung mapapansin natin, nang terminating na siya, non-repeating pa siya, hindi siya umuulit. Therefore, this is irrational number. Another example is 1.123567345. So, non-terminating na siya, hindi na siya tumigil, tapos hindi pa siya naulit. Therefore, this is irrational numbers. So, based on this Venn diagram, masasabi natin na we have here the group of rational numbers consisting of integers, whole numbers, and natural numbers. And meron tayo sa kabilang irrational numbers. But all of these are real numbers. Lahat yan ay real numbers. Okay? So therefore, real numbers is the combination of rational and irrational numbers. Okay? Next. Sabi natin kanina sa objective number 2 natin na after this lesson, we will be able to arrange real numbers in increasing or decreasing order. So, eto na yon. We will going to arrange real numbers in increasing or decreasing order. So, ano ba pag sinabi natin increasing? Pag sinabi natin increasing, from the lowest value to the highest. Okay? Lowest to highest order of a real number. And then after that, decreasing naman, this is from the highest to lowest order of real numbers. Pababa naman siya. Magsisimula tayo sa pinakamataas, pababa. Let's have an example. Sabi dito, reminder, na it would be easy to arrange real numbers by expressing all real numbers in the same form. So, gagawin daw natin is papalitan muna natin lahat ng real numbers ng binigay sa pare-parehong form. For example, illustrative example number 1, arrange the following real numbers in increasing order. Na-arrange daw natin mula sa baba pataas kasi increasing. 'Di ba? So therefore, we have here negative 4, 5.8, negative 1 half, square root of 50, 4 and 2 over 5, and square root of 36. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. At itong 6 na to ay i-arrange natin from the lowest to the highest because it is increasing. Pinakamababa sa pinakamataas. At para ma-arrange natin siya ng mas madali, ang gagawin natin is express all the given real numbers in decimal form para makatulong siya sa atin. Okay, let's start. This negative 4, we can say that this is negative 4.00 or just simply negative 4. We have 5.8. So, ayan, decimal na siya. Yung negative 1 half, kapag in-express natin siya into decimal form, that is equal to negative 0.50. Another one is square root of 50 by estimation, that is 7.07. Diba? Diniscuss natin to sa week 6. Another one is we have 4 and 2 over 5. If we express this in decimal form, that will be equal to 4.40 or 4.4. And then we have here square root of 36. This is equal to 6. Meaning to say, lahat ay nasa decimal form na, it's easier for us to arrange these real numbers in increasing order. Again, increasing order, simula sa lowest, papunta sa highest. Okay, tingnan natin. Meron tayong negative numbers at meron tayong positive. Therefore, lowest yung kailangan natin, titingin muna tayo sa negative numbers. Correct? Kasi lowest. Mas mababa ang value ng mga negative kaysa sa positive. Correct? So we have your negative and negative. Now, ito yung nagiging confusion ng karamihan. Ano ang mas mababa dyan? Is it negative 4 or negative 0.50? Okay. Bibigyan ko muna kayo ng mas malinaw pang example para malaman natin to. If I have your negative 1 and I have negative 1,000, alin dyan yung mas malaki yung value? 'Di ba? Yung negative 1. Okay? Tatandaan nyo, if we are talking about the negative integers or numbers, pag negative, the higher the number, the lower the value. The lower the number, the higher the value. Just like this. If we have negative 1 and negative 1,000, mas mataas dyan yung negative 1. Okay? If I have negative 1 at kahit negative 100,000, still, mas malaki pa rin si negative 1. Okay? Therefore, in this given, sa negative 4.00 and negative 0.50, alin kaya dyan ang pinaka-maliit? Alright, the negative 4. Okay? Gamitin natin yung original na given natin instead nung sa ating decimal na binago. So, let's have the negative 4 that's eliminated already. Meaning to say, ang sunod sa kanya na pinakamaliit is the negative 1/2. Ayun. Next, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Apat pa na given natin. We have 5.8, 6, 4.40, and 7.07. So, ano pa dyan yung pinakamaliit na sunod? So, we have 4 and 2 over 5. Correct? Next, sa tatlong natira, alin yung pinakamaliit? Of course, the 5.8. Sa dalawang natira, alin yung mas maliit? We have 6, which is yung original, we have square root of 36. Correct? And lastly, we have the square root of 50. Meaning to say, if we arrange this given in increasing order, we have negative 4, negative 1/2, 4 and 2 over 5, 5.8, square root of 36, and last yung square root of 50. Pinakamalaki si square root of 50, pinakamaliit si negative 4. Okay, let's have another example. This time naman, let's arrange the following real numbers in a decreasing order. Ibig sabihin, decreasing, pababa. Simula sa pinakamataas na value hanggang dun sa pinakamababang value. Okay, let's have this. 9 over 7, negative 4 over 3, negative 1.65, square root of 2, 0, and 3 over 2. So, una daw ulit natin gagawin is to express all the given real numbers in decimal form. Okay, so we have here, let's start with 9 over 7. And this is equal to 1.285. Next is, this is ellipsis. Okay, continuation pa siya. Next is negative 4 over 3. So we have negative 1.333. Okay? And then we have negative 1.65. So nasa decimal na siya. Other one is square root of 2. So this is 1.41. Still irrational. Pero nagkaroon lang tayo ng estimation, di ba? Diniscuss natin to. Estimation, we have 1.41. And then we have here 0. And then we have 3 over 2, which is equal to 1.50 or 1.5. So, dahil nasa decimal na silang lahat, so it's easier for us to arrange this in decreasing order. Sabi natin, decreasing order, ibig sabihin mula sa pinakamataas. So, tingnan natin, alin dyan yung may pinakamataas na value? Is it the positive number or the negative number? So, ibig sabihin, the positive number. Uunahin natin yung mga positive. Okay? Alin dyan yung pinakamataas sa apat na binigay? Okay, so we have here, is it 1.285, 1.41, 0, or 1.5? Of course, the 1.5. Therefore, una natin yung 3 over 2. Okay, so eliminate na natin yan. Next is, sa natirang positive, dito sa tatlo, ano ang next na malaki? So, we have square root of 2 or 1.41. Next is, after the square root of 2, dito sa natitirang dalawa, we have 1.285 at 0. So, anong mas malaki sa kanya? Yung 1.285. So, we have 9 over 7. Next is, we just have here negative numbers and 0. So, mapapansin natin, ano bang mas malaki? 0 or yung negative numbers? 'Di ba? Yung 0. Okay? Therefore, lagi niyong tatandaan, lahat ng negative number ay mas maliit kay 0. Kahit yan pa ay negative 1 million, still mas makapangyarihan pa rin si 0. Okay? Mas malaki yung value ng 0 kesa sa kahit anong negative number. Therefore, ang next dito ay 0. Next is from our negative real numbers here, we have your negative 1.333 and negative 1.65. So, anong mas malaki dyan? Yes, ang mas malaki dyan is this one, the negative 4 over 3. Bakit, teacher? Kasi, sabi natin, when it comes to negative, the higher the number, the lower its value. Tama? So, meaning to say, 1.33 is bigger than 1.65. Okay? At syempre, yung pinakamaliit natin dyan is the negative 1.65. Okay? Therefore, in this given set of real numbers, the highest number is 3 over 2 and the lowest is negative 1.65. After that, our third objective ay para ma-apply naman natin siya sa real-life situation, or magamit natin siya sa iba't ibang sitwasyon sa totoong buhay. And we have here some examples. We have here 4 students divide the pizza that they bought after class. So, bumili daw sila ng pizza, 4 silang estudyante at hinati-hati nila ito. So, let's represent the part that could be received by each member using real number. So, I have here, when we represent fraction, we can say that it shows part over whole. Yung parte lang over sa kabuuan or yung whole. Now, let's say, this is my pizza. 4 yung estudyante, ibig sabihin, hahatiin ko siya sa 4. Correct? Para lahat ay magkaroon ng equal part. Now, in fractional form, ano kaya ang makukuha ng isang estudyante? Let's say, this is the slice na makukuha ni student number 1. Ang part na makukuha niya ay isa lang over sa ilan ang kabuuan. 4 na slice, di ba? Isa lang ang makukuha niya over sa 4 na slice lahat. Therefore, one student will get 1/4 part of the pizza. Other student will get the same, and the third and the fourth students. Okay? Therefore, the answer is 1/4. Each member will receive 1 part of the whole pizza which has been divided into 4. Now, to check this, titingnan natin, since nakakuha sila ng tigwa 1/4 ng pizza, kapag inad natin yung 1/4 na 4 na yan, 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4, that is equal to what? So, sabi natin, recall ng ating adding similar fractions, pare-pareho ng ilalim, just copy the denominator and add the numerators. 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, that is equal to 4. Therefore, we have 4 over 4 or 1 whole. Tandaan, kapag ang fraction natin ay pareho ang numerator sa denominator, like 4 over 4, that is equal to 1. Isang buo or 1 whole. Example, 5 over 5. That is still equal to 1. Okay? Example, 6 over 6. That is equal to 1. Okay? Kahit pa yan ay 100 over 100, that is still equal to 1 dahil pareho yung kanyang ilalim at saka yung kanyang taas. Next, in an election for classroom officers, 11 students declared as winners. There were 60 students in the class. Now, let's represent this in a real number. Sabi daw, in an election for classroom officer, 11 daw na bata yung nanalo. Now, sa lahat or sa kabuuan, meron tayong 60 students in the class. Therefore, as part, that is equal to 11. Kasi yun lang yung nanalo. Now, yung kabuuan na whole na tinutukoy natin dito is the 60 students. Therefore, in fraction, we can say that we have 11 over 60, since 11 out of 60 students are the class officers. Next, I have here some reminders for us to solve word problems, okay? Para mas madali sa atin. Una is, always read and understand the problem. So, basahin muna natin at unawain kung ano ba yung problema doon sa ibinigay. Pangalawa is, we can draw a sketch to visualize the problem. Just like what we did in the pizza thing, 'di ba? Dinrawing muna natin kung ano yung pizza, kung ilang hati yung gagawin natin for us to know kung ilang part yung makukuha ng isang estudyante. Next is number 3, identify the operations that will be used. So, alamin natin kung ano yung operation na gagamitin natin. Okay, so yung ginamit natin kanina, inalam natin na we should have the fractional form na part over whole. Okay, or addition or subtraction. After that is answer the question asked, and after that, we need to check the answer if they satisfy all the condition given in the problem. Okay, just like what we did sa pizza, by checking kung 1/4 talaga yung makukuha ng isang bata. So, 1/4, inad natin na 4 na beses. So, nakuha natin is 1 whole of the pizza itself. Next is we have the illustrative example number 5. Sabi dyan, there are 60 students in a class. 3/5 of them are girls. How many girls are there? Then how many boys are there? So, ilan daw ang kabuuan ng bata? 60 students, di ba? At binigay yung fraction na 3/5 for the girls. So, let's say, if 3/5 yung sa babae, sabi natin, ang isang buo ay pareho dapat yung numerator and denominator. Tama? So, kung ito ay part over whole lang, tatlong part ng babae yung 5 na whole, ibig sabihin, ang buo dyan is 5. Diba? Meaning to say, to make that one whole, dapat yung ibabaw is 5 din. Correct? If this is the girl, or girls, I mean, if we add that to the number of boys, it should give us the value of one whole, or yung one whole class nila na 5/5. Therefore, anong value dapat nung sa boys? It should be 2/5. 3/5 plus 2/5 is equal to 5/5. 3/5 para dun sa girls, 2/5 para dun sa boys para makuha natin yung kabuuan na 5/5 or isang buong klase nila, one whole. Therefore, we can say na 3/5 is for the girls and 2/5 is for the boys. Tingnan natin. Sabihin natin ang isa nito ay 1. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yan yung kabuuan, di ba? Kasi we're looking for 5/5. Ngayon, yung 3/5 niyan, yung tatlo ng 5 na yon ay mga babae at yung dalawa ng 5 yon ay mga lalaki. So, this is the fraction na ni-represent natin for girls and boys. Girls yung pink, boys yung blue. Now, for us to know kung ilan yung isang box nito, let's say we have 60 students, di ba? So, for us to be able to know ilan yung laman ng isang box na yan, 60 divided by sa 5 na yan, it will give us 12, correct? 60 divided by 5, that is equal to 12. Therefore, yung isang box nito, dapat may laman niya na 12. Okay? Or just simply, dahil ito ay 3/5, 2/5, ang isa nito is 1/5. 1/5 ng 60, that will give us 12. Therefore, meron tayong 12 in each box. Kung 12 ang each box niyan, ilan ang sa babae? Yung pink, di ba, ay sa babae. Therefore, how many? 12 plus 12 plus 12, we have 36 for girls. And para sa lalaki, 12 plus 12, that will give us 24. There are 24 boys. Pag inad natin yan, that is a total of 60 students. Okay? So if you're advanced learner, you can use this. There are 60 students in a class. 3/5 of them are girls. How many girls are there and how many boys are there? Meaning to say, binigay yung total number of students at binigay yung part ng babae. We can simply use 3/5 of 60. 3/5 of 60 are the girls. 3/5 of 60. Na pag ginamit natin word na of, 3/5 of 60, meaning to say, ang gagawin natin dyan is 3/5 times 60. Since yung real number na 60, this is understood over 1. Tama? Para maging fraction din siya at madali nating i-multiply. So, meaning to say, we can use 3 over 5 times 60 over 1. At yan ay equal sa, pag nag-multiply tayo ng fraction, numerator to numerator lang, denominator to denominator. 3 times 60, that is equal to 180, and 5 times 1, that is equal to 5. Therefore, 180 divided by 5, that is equal to 36. Ang babae ay 36. Dahil advanced learner ka nga, since alam mo na 36 ang babae, for you to be able to know the number of boys, you just subtract 36 from 60, which is the total number of students. So 60 minus 36, meaning to say we have 24 boys. Okay? Now, let's try this learning task number 2. Sa learning task number 2 nyo, ibibigay ko dito yung 1 to 5, and then you try to answer yung 6 to 10. Okay? Let's state whether each statement is true or false. We have here, the smallest negative integer is negative 1. Totoo ba na ang pinakamaliit na negative integer is negative 1? That is false. Okay? Dahil meron pang mas maliit sa kanya. Kagaya nga ng kinompare natin kanina, we have negative 1 and negative 1 million. Ang mas maliit sa kanya ay 1 million. 'Di ba? So therefore, hindi lang negative 1 yung smallest negative integer. Okay? So I hope na nasagot din ito yung learning task number 1 nyo. Okay? Kung tama ba or mali yung mga idea nyo. But it's fine. Number 2, the largest negative integer is negative 1,000. Totoo ba? False. Okay? Sabi nga natin yung negative 1 is higher than negative 1,000. Correct? So that is false. Number 3, lahat daw ng numbers, all numbers greater than 0 are positive integers. Yes, that is true. Lahat ng mas malaki kay 0 ay positive integers. Next is the repeating decimal 0.1616 is a rational number. That is true. Dahil nga siya ay repeating, non-terminating but repeating, therefore that is a rational number. We can still express this in fractional form A over B. Okay? Number 5. The number pi is an irrational number. This is true. Correct? Dahil the number pi is terminating and of course still non-repeating. Okay, that's why it is irrational number. Okay, so let's try the next activity, yung letter B, but this time let's just have this 1 and 2. Let's try to arrange each set of real numbers in increasing order. Okay, increasing. Ibig sabihin, start sa pinakamaliit hanggang sa pinakamalaki. Now, negative 1. So, yan. Hindi na natin kailangan pang ilagay sa decimal form. So, we have negative 1. Next is we have 5. We have negative 2. And we have 9 over 2. So, sa decimal, ano yung 9 over 2? So, 9 divided by 2, that will give us 4.5. Okay? So, therefore, it's easier for us to arrange these in increasing order. So, ano daw yung pinakamaliit? Dahil increasing, lowest to highest. Pinakamaliit dito ay negative 2. Ang sumunod sa kanya, eliminate na si negative 2. Ang next na maliit sa kanilang tatlo na binigay is negative 1. Then after that, eliminate na si negative 1. 5 and 4.5. Ano yung mas maliit? Yung 4.5. Next is, syempre last, we have 5. Okay, this is increasing order. Pinakamaliit yung negative 2, pinakamalaki si positive 5. Okay, let's have number 2. We have there given 2. Of course, 2 na siya, no? No need na for us to put it in decimal form. And then, negative 9 over 4, so we have 9 divided by 4, that is equal to 2.25. Since negative, don't forget the negative sign, negative 2.25. Next is we have negative 3. And last is we have 5 over 2. So 5 divided by 2, that is equal to 2.5. And positive, so positive 2.5. Now, let's arrange this in increasing order, pinakamaliit sa pinakamalaki. In this given numbers, ano yung pinakamaliit dyan? Yes, the negative 3. Okay? And the next is the negative 2.25. O teacher, bakit mas maliit yung negative 3 kaysa sa negative 2.25? Again, if we're talking about negative numbers, the higher the number, the lower the value. Okay? Kaya mas maliit si negative 3. Then eliminate na yung dalawa. Next, ano yung mas maliit sa dalawa? The positive 2. And last is yung positive 2.5. Okay? So, pinakamaliit si negative 3, increasing papunta sa pinakamalaki na 2.5. Okay? That's it. Next, letter C. Anong gagawin naman sa letter C? We just need to use real numbers to represent the following real-life situation. For example, in number 1, a temperature of 8 degrees below zero. Temperature daw ng 8 degrees below zero. Sa baba ni zero, is it positive or negative? Of course, that is negative. And we have 8 degrees, so negative 8. Okay? Next, a gain of 6 kilogram in weight. Gain, parang nadagdagan ng 6 kilogram sa timbang niya. So, therefore, that is positive 6. Then, a sea level. O, diniscuss natin to sa week 3, a sea level. It represents 0. Diba? Next is 50% off or 50 pesos off the original price. O, yung mga mahihilig mamili, 50 pesos off, di ba? Gustong-gusto natin yan. That is minus 50 or negative 50. Next is an additional of 3 points. O, additional na dagdagan. So, that is plus 3 or positive 3. There are 60 students in class. 3/4 of them are girls. So, how many boys are there? Ayan, kagaya nung kanina, iba lang yung number, di ba? 60 yung students sa kalahatan at we have 3/4 na pinakita para daw sa babae. Let's use the formula we use dun sa mga advanced learner muna. So, sabi natin, for us to be able to get the number of girls, we need to get the 3/4 of 60. That is the number of girls. 3/4 of 60. This is for the girls, ha? Because we have there the given 3/4 ng 60. Okay? Therefore, we're pertaining to 3/4 times 60 or 3/4 times 60 over 1. And that is equal to 180 over 4. Ayan, nagloko ang mouse ko. And then next is, we have there 180 divided by 4. That is equal to 45. Correct? So, meaning to say, we have 45 students na babae for girls. Okay, that is for girls. Ayan. Next, kung 45 yung girls, meaning to say, para malaman natin kung ilan yung boys, so 60 minus 45 na babae, therefore, ilang lalaki meron tayo? We have is equal to 15 boys. So, the answer is 15 boys. Alright.